Hey y'all, Farmer Dre back at us on the beautiful day here on the farm. Today I'm going to explain to you guys the truth about farmers market, or the farmers market experience. And I'm going to explain to you guys the farmers market history and how we got started. So today's video is all about farmers markets. You guys been following the channel for a long time, or for a while. I mean, not really a long time. I've only been doing YouTube for 3 years now. You guys know that we do quite a bit of farmers markets. We grow a lot of produce here and vegetables here on the farm, and a lot of fruit. So some of the side history, or my vision for our farm and our goal for our farm, we are mainly a fruit farm. So we grow 35 to 40 acres of fruit. We got apples, peaches, blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries. So our main goal and our main customer base is you pick customers. So that's where we're driving, and that's where we're looking for in the future, and that's what the farm is going to be down the road, is strictly just a you-pick farm. But how did we get to this conclusion, and how did we get to finally realize what we want to do? There's for every farm there is a story and some history behind it. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about why we started doing farmers market, what's the whole idea behind it, and if you guys should start going to farmers market. So you're probably thinking, so how many farmers markets do you guys attend? How many farmers markets you go to? So we are currently doing 6 farmers markets a week now. Tuesday through Saturday we are selling at farmers market. Years past we were doing up to 8. We were even doing 10 one year. So it's a lot of work. I'm gonna tell you up front here, and the truth about going to farmers market, it's a lot of work. It's sometimes you even wonder if why work so hard. But in a small business, on a small farm, and just in general, you got to hustle if you want to make it. You got to work hard, and then you will see the fruits of your labor down the road. So some of the history and how we got even started into farmers market. So this original orchard here, the original apple orchard that was here was planted by Cliff and Sue Plaster back in 1981, and they planted 20 acres of apples. And then in 2013 my parents came by here, and long story short, we bought it in 2013. I was a sophomore in high school at the time, and we knew nothing about fruit production. And then we jumped into pruning and getting into 20 acres of apples. And then ever since then, we added on the berries and the peaches and all the other fun stuff. So then in 2014 was our first season. 2015 we were just selling the fruit here at the farm, and a little bit of you-pick. And then in 2016, when we got out of the turkey industry, we used to raise turkeys commercially for Cargill. We got out of that, and then we started focusing full-time here on the farm to make a full-time living. We pay our bills growing fruits and vegetables. We do not have any extra jobs, outside of the farm. So here on our farm, the majority of us make a living off the farm here. So what was one way we could expand the farm? This is what we were thinking, and one way we can continue growing the farm. So the farmers markets came up to mind, and we started going to farmers markets in 2016. So we started off by going to 2, and then going to farmers market. Other farmers are telling us, hey, why don't you try this market? Hey, I like you guys. You guys are new to the new farmers market industry. So hey, you know what? The more, the better. So by the time 2018 came around, we were doing up to 10 farmers markets a week. And we were splitting up, running with our chicken we're running like chickens with their head cut off. I mean, that's the truth of it. We were just running. We were doing, and the hardest thing about doing so many farmers markets, and me taking over and in charge of production, was really figuring out the growing side of it, making sure the orchard is nice and clean, and keeping the disease and everything off the trees, and making sure that everything at farmers market is going nicely and smoothly. So that's one of the biggest things, and one of the biggest truths about farmers market is you need to have, and this is my personal opinion here, you need to have your farm figured out first, because that's what comes most important. Because if you don't have your farm figured out, you're not going to have the farmers market figured out. So we were doing 10 farmers markets a week, and then starting to realize, we could, if we focus more on the farm and focus more on the you-pick side of things, then we don't have to run after our money initially and do so many farmers markets. So then we are currently doing 6 farmers markets a week. Tuesday through Saturday we go to 2 on Saturday, and we split that up. And here recently, in the past year and a half, we've been focusing more and more with our farm on the you-pick side of things. Bringing the customers out to the farm and pick their own fruit, and, you know, create that nice experience for the families and kids. You know, after so many years doing farmers market, you start figuring out, you know, what is my 5-year plan for the farm? What is my 10-year plan for the farm? And, you know, in 2016 and 17, our goal was just to do as many farmers markets as possible, grow as much fruit as possible, and sell it that way. But, you know, as you progress and as years go on, you start realizing, hey, you know, your ideas change, your plans change, and then you start realizing what you really want to be doing. So in 2018 and 19, we were just growing apples and peaches, and then we started growing the tomatoes there. So we really didn't diversify into the other fruits. And then in 2019, we planted our first blackberries. 2019, we planted our first strawberries. And then having all the different fruit, we started realizing that we could have, our main goal is to have fresh fruit here on the farm, May through October. So starting off with strawberries and ending off with these beautiful apples in the fall. As a young hustler and as a person that just loves the business idea of it, and just, you know, just loves, you know, I love what I do every day. I get to farm, and, you know, we sell our product to our customers, and we see that rejoice on the farmer, on our customers' faces whenever they bite into a beautiful peach or a beautiful apple. So as someone who just really loves the industry and just really loves what, you know, I just love what I do, you know, you start realizing that, you know, you look back at what you've done, and, you know, with the farmers market and going to farmers market, we've built a beautiful customer base, and the customers that you know, they finally, after many years, you know, they get to know you, they get to know your family, they get to trust you and trust you as their farmer. And to anybody that is wanting to start any operation and, you know, initially want to become into the U-pick side of things, my recommendation is definitely start going to farmers markets, because without us going to farmers market and without us going to the market, we would never have reached that many customers here locally than if we wouldn't have been going to farmers market. And there's other ways to do it, you know, through social media and stuff. But you going to farmers market and you putting yourself out there with the beautiful fruit and vegetables you do grow, you build that customer base, and then you start bringing, instead of going to the customers start coming to you. One of the nice things about going to farmers market is the customers are showing up ready to buy produce, ready to buy your fruits and vegetables. And there's no better way, in my opinion, there's no better way of reaching out to your customers than going to farmers market. Because, you know, at some of the markets we go to, you know, they see 10, 15,000 people that walk through that market a weekend, you know, in 5 hours initially, just on a Saturday morning. So, you know, there's no way you can reach out to that many customers in that short a time period. So, you know, if you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to hustle and are willing to, you know, just grind, farmers markets are the way to go. And, you know, of course, you have to have something to sell and have to have something to attract the customers and try your product. But if you're like us, and here on our farm, our long-term goal is to kind of start thinning out farmers markets and focusing here, everything here on our farm, then the farmers markets were just one of those things to do. It was just one of the step on the ladder to success for us here on our farm. And, you know, for other people and you guys, other operations, things might be a little bit different. But for us, that really helped out. And, you know, let's be honest, you can't, you know, there's no other place you can go and in 5 hours, you know, you do a few $1,000s in sales. It's just like that's a money hole right there. There's no other way of saying it. You know, customers show up to buy fresh produce, to buy fresh fruit, to buy their meat, their eggs, or, you know, just all kinds of fun stuff. You know, and they're ready to spend money at the farmers market. You know, one of the downsides of, you know, customers coming out to your farm, you know, they come here with the intent to buy money, to buy things, but if they don't like something, they just turn around and leave. At farmers market, you know, there's 100, 120 vendors. Then they're able to look around and scout around and see what they can find, and they're just there with the intent to spend their money on farm fresh stuff. If any of y'all are antsy about doing farmers market and you wanting to go to farmers market, you know, you got to look back and think, you know, what is my goal for my farm or my operation, and what do I want to do? And if you're willing to stick to farmers market for 10, 20 years, go for it. There's plenty of opportunities to do that. But in all reality, you know, for me and here in our operation, you know, we're always thinking for the future, planning ahead. And, you know, for us, farmers market was just a stepping stone into what we want to, or we're building here on our farm, and the initial goal and the plan. But you know, I don't think we're ever going to stop going to farmers market, especially on Saturday mornings, just because, like I said, you go there and it's just the amount of customers and the amount of dollar bills that are spent at a farmer's market is just mind-blowing. So yeah, where else are you going to find that opportunity to do that? So, you know, initially, long-term for our operation is just to do the U-pick, bring the customers out to our farm. And, you know, if we ever get to that point of our operation to thin out farmers market completely, then we will. But like I said, for now, farmers markets are still a huge part of our operation. I would say about more than 50% of our farm income does come from farmers market currently right now as we're standing. So farmers markets are a big deal for us. Here on my channel, you know, I like to talk about, you know, tomatoes and the produce and how to grow things. But, you know, in all reality, everybody can grow a beautiful product. Let's just be honest. Everybody could grow a beautiful strawberry, a beautiful tomato. But if you don't have where to sell it, then you're growing a big old compost pile. So nobody wants to work for free. I mean, I don't like to work for free. And, you know, the funny thing is at farmers market, you get some of these, you know, older folk, you know, and all the power to them. But they, you know, I tell them, you know, this is my first career, so I'm not in it just to have fun. I'm in it to make money and to pay our bills and to really enjoy it. And a few years ago, I did make a video of me going to one of our smaller farmers markets. And, you know, whenever I'm at farmers market, I'm there to work. I'm there to get the job done. So it's kind of hard for me to take out the camera. But I'm going to put the link to that video down in the description box below if you guys want to check it out, of me and Moses going to farmers market together there last year. So yeah, that is my farmers market experience. Like I said, I don't think we're ever going to completely thin them out of our operation, just because it's just too good to miss out on the opportunity there. But, you know, you got to figure out, you know, what you want to do, how hard you want to work. And, you know, in all reality, the harder you work, the better you're going to get at something, the more successful you're going to be. So that's just the truth of it. You know, that's just part of business. That's just part of farming. And but at the end of the day, the biggest thing you got to remember, you got to really enjoy it to do it. Alrighty, y'all, this is going to be it for today. If you guys haven't already, go and hit that subscribe button, smash that like button if you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, hit that notification icon so you guys can be notified whenever I do upload a video. I want to say thanks for watching up to this point. Y'all have a good day. We will see you next time.